From the hot air balloon capital of the world, this is live coverage of the 2025 ExxonMobil Albuquerque International Balloon Fiesta. It's Balloon Fiesta Live. And now, direct from the rooftop studio at Balloon Fiesta Park in Albuquerque, New Mexico, here are your hosts, Art Lloyd Jr. and Ted Maes.
Hello, world. Once again from the Albuquerque International Balloon Fiesta, the ExxonMobil Albuquerque International Balloon Fiesta. It's the 53rd year for Balloon Fiesta, the 9th year for Balloon Fiesta Live, and you are here on Special Shapes Glowdeo Night.
Let's glow it up.
Let's glow it up. Hey, so last night, of course, we all know what happened is we came on the air, we played back the 5 o'clock team fast track jump, and then immediately came out of that and said, you know what, there's some major weather in the area, and 15 minutes later we were done as we were sheltering in place and then ultimately scrubbing and canceling the entire evening. The good news is tonight that while some of those same black clouds are here, they're out to the north tonight. They're not hanging out behind us. They've seemed to move through. We had a little bit of drizzle come through about an hour and a half ago. And so I think we're gonna pull this off tonight.
Yeah, we had a little bit more sun too that helped burn off some of that stuff. That last night that was not the case. The mountains were obscured about the same time. So I think that before long, hopefully, fingers crossed, we'll have a green flag out there and we will be able to start our Special Shapes Glowdeo, and to the much delight and surprise of not only our viewers but everyone out here in the field.
So the pilots are just finishing a pilot briefing for the Glow. And, of course, that's after that. That is when they announce the decision. But I'm just trying to see if I can see the flag out there, because it's always yellow until they finish up pilot briefing and move forward with that. But before we get too far down the road, this is Ted Maes. I'm Art Lloyd Jr. And at 5 o'clock tonight, Team Fast Tracks, brought to you by Accident Insurance Company, did bring in the flag. And they also did another fine little maneuver for us, complete with helmet cam. So take a watch. We recorded it for you. Here it is. It's time for the 5 p.m. jump by Team Fast Tracks, brought to you by Accident Insurance Company. And high overhead is the jump plane, making the pass to the north. He'll make a loop around, and we should be on the jump run. They'll actually drop two sets of jumpers, 3 and then another 3. And we're going to do something just a little bit different tonight. Usually we kind of see the first ones out. They do some smoke and they do some pyrotechnics. We're going to put our helmet cam on Yulia Pangburn. Her husband, Brian, and Yulia are going to hook up on what they call a drop plane, a drop-down plane, or down plane. And we're going to see those two come basically with the chute sideways, coming down somewhere on the order of about 60 miles an hour. We're going to witness that from the helmet cam. And then on the second pass, we'll bring our flags in with the national anthem. So as they come overhead,
Thomas Birdwell, the pilot of Patriot One, the flagship Cessna Caravan, November 208 HF, will be making that final turn.
So the Patriot almost directly over the south end of the field, directly over the rooftop studio where we are, Balloon Fiesta Live. And we're watching for the jumpers to exit the plane. Jumpers away.
1. Jumper 2 away. And number 3 is away.
All right. So we'll watch for 2 of them to hook up, put themselves in that down plane formation. Matt Harvey's on the ground as the coordinator. He confirms 3 good shoots.
And there is the hookup that you discussed and talked about between Yulia and Brian. leaving Justin just north of them with the pyrotechnics. High over Fiesta Field.
And there we see the two of them hooking up for the down plane.
As they circle the southern part of Fiesta Field, Thomas Birdwell is taking Patriot 1 back around again.
And there's the flag between them. 800 square feet of U.S. flag. And turn the chutes sideways. And point them down to the ground. And there's what they see. There's Balloon Fiesta Park as they come spiraling down.
In excess of 60 miles an hour.
Look how fast the ground was approaching.
Yes.
That's a great shot.
And as
That
they bring
looks
Old
fabulous.
Glory down, here's the pyrotechnics above. And above them, again, is Thomas Birdwell in Patriot 1.
And again, the helmet cam as they look down on the field.
Right before they get to the ground, they break apart. And we have 3 more jumpers. Good deployments right above Fiesta Field.
Brian and Yulia Pengburn, along with Justin Jetmar and the pyrotechnics.
Larry Compton will have the 5,000 square foot American flag.
As they like to say, 5,000 square feet of freedom.
Dmitry Dadik will have the Fiesta banner. And Mike Pangburn will have 200 feet of red, white, and blue streamer once it's deployed. Currently, they're setting themselves up just over the south side of Fiesta Field.
And there is the U.S. flag and the Balloon Fiesta flag. Now deployed as we watch Justin come in for a landing. He's still a little high. He's got a little ways to go. The guys with the flags, still nice and high. We'll catch them briefly, or shortly, I should say.
Pilot Thomas Birdwell making one more pass to make sure that the jumpers are all good.
That's how he gets his show. He just keeps circling up there. We've gotten him to do a little wing wag after the jumpers are on the ground in the years past. Maybe we'll pull that off again. And there's Justin on the ground with a wave to the crowd. And Matt Harvey, the ground operations specialist, over there to help him pack things up.
And he stuck another landing with those heavy 30 to 40 pound per foot.
They sent me a video of them walking to the plane with that. So we'll see if we can't play that either later tonight or maybe tomorrow night and show you what it's like. And there you can see how big that U.S. flag is, 5,000 square feet. Flying in formation, if you will, with the ExxonMobil Albuquerque International Fiesta banner.
And to put that flag in perspective, that would be 13 regulation car garages.
That's the U.S. one?
The U.S. one, yes. So 6.5 or so for the Fiesta. A lot of drag.
And they're spending their time up there tonight. That's great. Gosh, when you look straight up at that, you really see how big that flag is. Almost looks bigger looking up at it than it does looking at it from our camera.
You know, they had mentioned to us when you get the wind speeds and when they turn to the south with the direction the wind is flowing now from south to north here at Fiesta Field, they definitely stall out a little bit and start to go a little bit backwards until they make that turn kind of to the southeast and then go back north again. I would think any minute now we'll see the blue streamers from Mike Pangbury. Thomas Birdwell making one more close pass to his jumpers in Patriot 1.
So while we had the live helmet cam on Julia's helmet coming down, all the jumpers actually jump with GoPros, so they record all of their jumps. So I see Mike Dirge back there kind of like just kind of stalking the Balloon Fiesta flag. So he'll have some interesting video on his GoPro. And then a little spin there. Now Mike kind of coming speeding in here. And ladies and gentlemen, let's honor America now with our national anthem. And Larry Compton bringing in the 5,000 square feet of freedom to get us underway. Cuts it loose. The ground crew catches the flag. And then down for a stand-up landing by Larry Compton. Way to go, Team Fast Tracks, brought to you by the Accident Insurance Company. Team Fast Tracks, about an hour ago at 5 o'clock, bringing in the flag and doing that that downplane thing. That was pretty incredible, wasn't it?
That helmet cam shot was unbelievable, and the speeds that they were bringing down was just incredible.
It really was. They're scheduled to be back at 7:30 Mountain Time here, and they'll be doing their pyrotechnics show. So we saw that. Now I just blanked on the guy, Justin's Jetmore. With the packs that are on his legs there, they'll all have those tonight.
So and the teaser to the fireworks show that will follow, correct?
Yeah, that's it. So the glow scheduled here for 6:30-ish. Doesn't get dark till about 6:50. But so we'll get our glow underway, hopefully. And then we'll follow that up with the Team Fast Tracks at 7:30, the drone show at 7:45, and then at 8 o'clock our after glow fireworks. So the special shape pilots have finished their pilot briefing. They have been given the instructions to head out to their launch sites and to kind of start getting ready, but to move a little bit slowly, and they're going to wait for a little bit further instructions. So I'm believing the yellow flag is still up. I am seeing a lot of trucks being positioned, tarps being laid out, burners being checked. So I think there is an anticipation we're going to be able to do this tonight. Oh, there's the chainsaw carvers that if you're out here on the field, you're able to go out and check out what these guys can do with a hunk of wood and a number of different chainsaws.
Well, when we started the week, there were long pieces, logs out there, and now they've cut them down to smaller and smaller pieces, and it's a pretty incredible show they put on.
Some of the stuff, though, that they do is still really big.
Yes.
Yeah. I'm not sure how you'd have to have a pretty good-sized house to put some of that stuff in. So there's what we're talking about. So rigging up the system. The burners have been connected to the tanks. Now the straps that they're hooking up, those straps go all the way underneath the basket and connect there. They're then also going to connect to that burner frame. And then when they connect the envelope, they'll connect the envelope to that. So that's really where all the structure is. And those fiberglass poles, those are just there to keep the burner from falling on your head.
Yeah, that's correct. That's Bella the Bulldogs team prepping their basket for the Glow tonight.
We should point out that the Brain Trust is just a few feet away here on the Tom Rutherford broadcast deck. So we're outside, they're inside. Not that it's a beautiful night.
Oh, what a difference 24 hours makes.
Yeah. Last night about this time, it was really black, and we were saying we're going to get wet here real fast.
We were running for the for the cover.
Yeah, that's not going to happen on us. In fact, if we look up, the clouds have gotten pretty wispy up there. All the black that seems to be going out. Someone was saying they saw the radar. Looks like it was headed up to Santa Fe if it wasn't already there. Look at that. Oh, yeah, that was pretty cute.
Yeah, there's some clouds.
There's the blue. There's the blue breaking in.
Los Alamos area, yeah.
Yep.
Again, I think that sun staying out a little bit longer later this afternoon burnt a lot of that off and kind of set us up for a spectacular evening this evening here at Balloon Fiesta Park.
So while we await the green flag and the sky to get dark in our Glowdeo tonight, let's take care of a few other things. As you may know, if you've been watching us all week, we are giving away stuff here on Balloon Fiesta Live, namely a Balloon Fiesta Live license plate. In fact, we're giving away 3 of them every single session. In addition to that, we're giving away a Balloon Fiesta Live jacket, 1 jacket per day. To enter for the license plates or the jacket, all you need to do is scan the QR code that we're about to put on the screen. There it is. Scan that code. It's going to take you directly to the entry form, and you'll be able to enter the contest, the giveaway. No fees, no entries, stuff. All we need is your contact information. We do ask you a few other questions, which you could skip if you want. There are things like what kind of device do you watch Balloon Fiesta Live on, and how often do you watch? Do you watch live? Do you watch it on the replays or the archives? Those types of things.
Only one can enter one time.
Yeah, please just do it one time so that I don't have to sort through all the duplicates there. Anyway, this is the back of the jacket. This is the same jacket, by the way, that we have given all of our special shape pilots because it has the special shape design on the back. On the front, you stay there. On the front, we put the Balloon Fiesta Live logo on it. The special shape pilots don't have the Balloon Fiesta Live logo.
They do not. Only we do.
Only our team of 12 actually, and the 8 people that are going to win this, as we do one a day, are going to have the Balloon Fiesta Live logo on their jacket. On the other side, of course, the ExxonMobil Albuquerque International Balloon Fiesta logo. You too can win this jacket. We've got one to give away today and another one tomorrow, and we announce those like the next day. So the winner we announce on Sunday will be for Saturday, and the winner that I'm going to tell you right now is for yesterday. So today's winner will be announced tomorrow.
And there's a lot of people that are very excited about this. See the chatter on my Facebook feed, and I've had people stop me out on the field and say, how can I get the inside scoop? Well, all you do is scan that QR code and you just hope for the best.
So Thursday's winner of a Balloon Fiesta Live pilot jacket is from Snohomish, Washington, Adrian Torres.
Congratulations, Adrian.
Yeah, you bet. And because we were doing some competition and kind of didn't get everything in this morning's license plate winners were Sarah Gulker from Manhattan, Kansas, from Lancaster, Pennsylvania, Richard Conway, and from Roswell, New Mexico, Daniel Kasubaski.
Congratulations, Sarah, Richard, and Daniel.
All right. All right. So they are telling the pilots that we are watching one little thing that's happening, and they'll have an update for us shortly. So we'll continue to go through, but here's our great drone shot. Hey, you remember all that grass that was really green on Friday and Saturday?
Even with all that water last night, it's getting a little beat up.
And the field's been watered throughout the week as well. But you think about it, 50, 60, 70, 80,000 people on it. You got 500 balloon trucks on it. And so
officials, police
all
officers,
that stuff.
you name it.
All that stuff. And so, but you can see the tarps laid out. So there's what, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Another 5 or 6 out there. You saw all the cars along the east side, along the left. Those are spectators. They're other balloon pilots and crews who are here for the Glowdeo tonight. And there you see the yellow flag is still up. So again, we have an entire weather team here at Balloon Fiesta. They work from, what did Duncan tell us, 3 o'clock in the morning?
They probably got a little nap this afternoon. They were right back here probably through this afternoon starting to look at the models of weather that were rolling through the metro area.
Well, I know that there was a briefing of officials on the weather at 3 o'clock this afternoon, so that means they were back at it probably 1:30 or 2 o'clock looking at things. So we continually monitor all the weather information that's available to us. We actually even create some of that. We put lots of weather stations around the area. And here on the field, in fact, there's a weather station right here on the corner of the rooftop studio that we keep watching. So we can pull up. We looked at that. Last night's rain was 2,800, so more than 1/4 of an inch of rain here on the rooftop last night. So we're starting to see some cold inflation, which is interesting. That would be the brain, I believe. That's
the brain. And before that, we saw Team Lindy putting some, I thought we saw them putting some cold air
Yeah, I
into
did
it.
see, yeah.
I mean, currently right now on the rooftop, we have winds 2.2 knots out of about 170. Not really gusting very much. And the relative humidity is about 49% here. A little bit higher for Albuquerque, but
way down from what it's been like yesterday.
Right. Plus, we have all this grass here that's going to create some humidity, something that doesn't happen typically in the desert.
Hey, not everybody's going to be able to win one of those fabulous Balloon Fiesta Live special shaped pilot jackets. So I have a little tip for you. Normally, because we buy lots of extra sizes because we never know exactly how big a pilot or small a pilot is going to be when they get here.
And from one to the next, they kind of change.
They do. They do. So we buy extra sizes so that we can fit them correctly. But that means when Balloon Fiesta is over, we have extra sizes and we put them out for sale. Normally, that's about a week after Balloon Fiesta. We're on top of it this year. Those jackets are now available for purchase at balloonfiestastuff.com. That's the official merchandise site of Balloon Fiesta. Again, it's Balloon Fiesta. Oh, look at that. I'm just
emerging from the brain.
Yeah. It's balloonfiestastuff.com, and you can go to balloonfiestastuff.com, get all of your balloon souvenirs, whether it's pins, patches, calendars, programs, spinners, socks, purses, backpacks, phone cables, all kinds of stuff that you can get at Balloon Fiesta Stuff.
Glow-in-the-dark wine glasses we saw this morning.
Yep, we saw. Yep, a lot of that kind of stuff is available on there. In fact, there's a whole line of drinkware. If you want to go from the shot glass up to the 44-ounce travel mug, tumbler type of thing. Speaking of tumbling.
Perfect timing.
Yeah.
And I heard there's a little rumor, that the 10% off does apply for these jackets, correct?
Yeah, I was leading up to that, and I was kind of like hoping they'd catch up, that I was looking for the QR code to come up and talk about.
They were having more fun watching the spinners.
We are. So, but we got to just throw it up real quick. If you go to balloonfiestastuff.com and you put sportswear in your cart, there it is. If you put sportswear in your cart, you can save 10% on all the clothing type stuff that you put in there. And as you mentioned, that includes the pilot jackets. And there's actually 3 versions of those pilot jackets. That would be the regular pilot jacket, the special shape jacket that we are giving away as a Balloon Fiesta Live logo, and actually a Globitos operator jacket as well. So
nice.
all of those are on there. Of course, there's also our retail jacket. We got lots of jackets, lots of hoodies, all those types of things. Scanning the code's going to take you directly to balloonfiestastuff.com. The code BFLive. One-time use, please. The system should enforce it for you. But so load up the cart the first time. Great way to go ahead and get your souvenirs.
You know, we're only 76 days away from Christmas today.
There
so
you go.
You can start your Christmas shopping early.
Look at this. I mean, this is crew. This is an actual crew here. He's pulling on the fabric.
He's a
stretching
future
it
pilot.
up.
Look, he's pointing, telling people
now,
what to do.
Okay, let's get that fan going, man.
Stumbling to the basket. I did that quite often.
Yep. What great fun.
Who wants to start the fan?
You know, it technically is still Kids Day here at Balloon Fiesta.
Yep.
Of course, we started the day with giving away a lot of free stuff, including cereal and milk.
There's someone in a gizmo outfit down there on the field having a good time on Kids Day. Don't put water on that one.
No. So if it does,
hey, I noticed this morning Diane got a kid's bag. How did that happen?
Well, we sent her down there to Kids Day. They were giving them away, and so she managed to drink the milk while she was out there. Hey, that's the Balloon Discovery Center. We used to call it kind of a kids' activity zone, but we've revamped some things. We've got new balloon flying simulators.
Yeah,
in
I
there.
heard they're pretty tough.
They're pretty tough. I hear that too. And so while we used to advertise it as for kids, it's really for adults. I mean, and kids both. It's for every age. There's something in there for everyone. You can go fly those simulators. You can take your picture in the basket.
Maybe we need to revamp the sign, balloon lovers of any age or all ages.
Yeah, we might do that.
I think I know someone I can talk to about that.
You can talk to somebody about that? Sure.
Where's our crew chief here?
There's what it looks like looking down into the basket. You see the propane tanks. The basket's on its side because it's connected to the envelope. The propane tanks, there's 3 of them, 2 on the bottom, 1 up the corner. That, not sure what's in that bag. It could be the tools.
The instruments.
It could be the instruments, although
black round
the
thing
instruments
on the
are
side.
actually on the upright there.
The black round thing on the inside was the drop line in case you needed to be hauled in.
Extra strikers in case your piezo doesn't light. And we burn propane just like you burn propane in your barbecue grill. Your grill at home probably has a 5-gallon tank on it. That was probably 3 15-gallon tanks, giving you 45 gallons. So think what, 9 of those tanks that you have at home?
For one balloon flight. And typically, I would think a newer balloon is going to be very efficient with the fuels. The fabric's going to be new. So I've heard pilots say they're using 10 to 12 gallons for an hour flight, where you have a little bit age balloon, maybe you're burning 10 to 20 to 30 gallons. It just really depends on the porosity of what the envelope has become with the heat going into it over all the flights that it's taken.
Yeah, our lightweight balloon that now has about 300 hours on it, so it's probably about 2/3 of the way through its life. Runs about 15 gallons an hour to do that. Now we're inside the Discovery tent.
And there's one of those simulators
There they
that you
are.
were speaking about. So you're actually inside a gondola pulling on the blast valve, and then you have a rope up there, a red line, a vent line to be able to help you descend. And look, there's more adults there than there are kids.
Yeah. Yeah. But really, a great thing to do when you come out here to Balloon Fiesta, go out and see the Discovery Center.
We just got a message from Pat Wiseman. She said, Balloon Fiesta stuff store is amazing. I ordered some items just a few days ago, and it arrived today. I am so impressed that they sent it out that quickly during the busiest and largest hot air balloon event in the world.
We bring on a lot of extra staff for this week, not only to man the 2 merchandise tents here on the field, one at the south, one at the north end. We've got extra people in the physical gift shop, which is just south of the Balloon Fiesta Park field here. And then we have people that are working just the online store. So typically we're going to process that. Yep. Typically we're going to process that order same day or next day. So we're working 12, 14-hour shifts to keep your stuff processed. The holdup actually comes because the Postal Service and UPS only come by once a day to pick up. So if we happen to miss that, then it might be the next day. And then, of course,
UPS doesn't work on Saturday and Sunday. So this is a way to be able to get inside a balloon down there at the Discovery Center. You get to see what it feels like inside with the fan blowing on you. But so Saturday and Sunday, while we'll process your order, it may not actually get picked up and on its way until Monday.
Yeah, that simulated a cold pack, how the balloons do out here in the mornings before they put hot air to them, so you can get inside and really get the feel for what that feels like. And so we've actually gone in with our cameras before during cold packs, but it allows all of our guests, if they would like to go to the Balloon Discovery Channel or Center and take a look at what it's like in real time.
Lots of folks out there. Now's a great time to interact with the folks on the balloon pilots on the field. Of course, if you're watching at home, hopefully you're watching here on the field as well. But when you do come out, it's a great time when we have this little bit of hold, little bit of delay to be able to interact with the pilots. I saw the name on the side of that trailer. That means the stork is here, because that's Mark Comandina. Yeah, you found the Matrix, yeah. So a little virtual reality going on as well. Lots of great things to
I'm
do
kind of
here.
jealous. I wish they had stuff like that when I was a kid. We'd go outside and throw tumbleweeds and get dirt.
We had competition earlier today. Actually, you know what? We can do that because we had competition today, and while we kind of concentrated on the targets, the X's and the triangles, there were actually 5 poles out there as well. And the idea was to ring the pole, and you could win like $2,000. So there were 2 pilots that actually got to the poles today. Zarek Wells in his Guilty balloon, the yellow one with the black mustache. He got to the pole. We didn't get any pictures on Balloon Fiesta Live, and our photographers even missed it. We caught up with Zarek coming over the field with his marker being thrown, and then after he threw both of his markers, he reached down and having his celebration. This is the other one. So this is balloon number 76. We also caught them on Balloon Fiesta Live once they came over the yellow with the yellow markers, etc. But here he is, and we've talked about this. This is the way to do the pole. You get close, you reach over. Next picture, you just kind of set it there, and you can see the pole, the ring is at the bottom of the basket, so it's already started down. But look at, he's just reached over and let it drop. Now it's farther down on the pole. They're checking it out, getting really kind of excited about it. And even more excited because they know they've got it. But they had probably about 15 or 20 seconds to celebrate before they had to throw a marker on an X and then on the triangles, and they got those done too.
So we must have just missed them because we saw them coming in and you called it out.
We called the rest of it. We just missed the pole.
Piloting that balloon was Adriana Londo Gambin from Barcelona, Spain. And dropping that ring on the pole was Jose Rafael Gonzalez Galan. And he's as well from Melagdas.
There you go. The other exciting news about the competition is that unofficially, overall, our balloon camera pilot, Pat Irwin, appears to be in 10th place.
All right, top 10.
Those scores are not final and official yet, but that's what it looks like it's going to come out. We'll be able to award those prizes tomorrow at the awards brunch, and we'll record that for you, and then somewhere middle afternoon we'll be able to put that up for you to be able to watch and see who all of the winners are, including the Fiesta champion. So we're continuing to oh nope, we have just put up the green flag. So the green flag is up for our pilots for the Special Shapes Glowdeo. And
we see the Boo crew right there getting ready to take out the Boo balloon. They
obviously got the message, huh?
Yes, they got it. They were stat and ready to go. Notice they all took their shoes off before they went under the tarp onto the grass. Not the balloon, but the tarp itself.
Yeah, interesting.
Must be a new tarp. Give that about a month.
Remember, what color is Boo? It's white.
Yeah.
So if I walk on the tarp with my dirty shoes,
then you're going to get Boo
I'm going to get the tarp dirty, which is going to get Boo dirty. So
that looks like it's Arabelle.
There's Arabelle on this side of the brain. And the brain is all the way down at the north end of the field. Arabelle just a little bit north of the center.
If I'm not mistaken out there, I'm going to bet that may be the Panther balloon. Up on the edge, right in front of the chainsaw carving tents.
So there's your green flag.
And there's the crowd.
So we'll give these balloons a chance to get inflated. And because of this slight delay, that means about the time they get stood up,
it'll be dark enough
to get right into the glow.
That was actually Wes the Wolf. It was an animal.
And it was dark, it was black.
Yep.
So pretty good call. Everybody's getting really excited down on the field. You're looking at the top of Wes the Wolf, and that's the parachute. It serves as the vent or the deflation port.
I believe that's Roger Clark in Flip Flop Fantasy.
Looks like it. Or one of the other pilots that's flying Flip Flop with Roger.
Well, I ran into several down there, and they were like, "Hey, we're really sorry, but we're having a lot of fun out here." So as long as we have them listed, we're going to call them all so we don't get in trouble.
Yeah, we'll call them all. Hey, you know, Peg Bilson called us out yesterday for saying that was her when it was really someone else.
And she was competing in her balloon.
Right, and we missed that. But we nailed it today. We found her. We called it. We got it. She came back. She says, "I know I gave you grief yesterday." She said, "But thank you for giving the recognition that you got for me today." She ended up, again, unofficially in very good position in the overalls. If, again, that stands to be final as we move forward.
Certified by our balloon counters.
Well, because they post the scores, and then they give them a time frame to be able to protest, ask questions, object, all of those types of things. And so they gave them that window, and then they deal with any of those if they need to, and then finally they become official.
Looks like Frank Boy they're pulling out there. Arabelle with the crowd starting to stand around. Looks like Allie Corn right there getting ready to cold inflate. One of the many balloons that Sunkist Ballooning offers out of the upstate New York area from the Monahan brothers. Kermie the Frog right behind him. And not a balloon, but that alien that's standing there.
I was just going to say the alien crew member there hanging onto the basket. And good evening, everyone, from the rooftop studio. Here we are with Balloon Fiesta Live, and we are getting ready for a fabulous Glowdeo here on Friday night.
Yes, we are. Buenos noches, all.
So we are getting ready. We're getting our balloons inflated. We've got the ExxonMobil and the Xfinity balloon. They're the, well, I was going to say they were the two regular shapes, but Xfinity is a special shape as well.
We can see Barks and Wags about a little bit short of center field, and we have an alien down here on the south end, and Lindy, the brain up in the north part of the field. Just prepare yourself. There's going to be a lot of special shapes here, folks.
More than 100 of them should be standing up tonight. We're looking online at the Flip Flop Fantasies. And one of the orange ones, when we see a little bit more of it, we'll be able to tell you whether that's Beagle Maximus, whether that's part of the Sloth. We'll be able to call those for you. And what we're going to do as the night goes on, we're going to help our pilots light up the field and the sky and the whole evening tonight. We'll have them do all burns. We'll have them do flicker burns. We're going to have you get your cell phones out and join us tonight as well. We'll count them down from 5. We would love for you to count down from 5 with us when we get to that point. And that way everybody knows not only to have your camera ready to go, but also when the burns are going to happen with the balloons. So sunset is coming up in about 10 minutes, so it's going to get dark pretty darn quick. Just about the time we have all of our special shapes standing up. So now would be a really good time to figure out where you're going to meet up with your family, your friends, anyone that you came with that you'd like to go home with tonight. And the way to do that is to find some place on the field. Maybe it's in front of the merchandise tent. Maybe it's in front of the Main Street stage. Maybe it's up by the Balloon Discovery Center. Or on the field, there are white markers with red letters and numbers on them. So maybe you're at the intersection of H3 and G3. Pick a spot and agree to meet there later. It's gonna get dark. You're gonna lose each other. Make that spot to meet up right now. Here's a tip.
You don't want to pick out a balloon, because if you pick out a balloon, that balloon may not be inflated when you come back and you won't know where you're at. So again, pick a spot, Balloon Discovery Center, the merchandise row, one of the south or north merchandise tents. But again, you can also utilize any of those markers on the field. They all have lights on top of them with a letter and a number indicator.
The other thing you want to be careful of out there is there are at least 2 ropes coming from the basket back to the balloon truck or to the trailer, to the chase vehicle. Those lines are going to stay there the entire night. Be careful when you walk up close around the balloon, because you can do that. Watch out for those ropes and lines. There is another line that goes to the top of every balloon. Some of them actually have 2. And there's a person on the other end of that rope. So watch out for those folks, especially when they're standing them up and taking them back down when we get to the end of our glow.
We do encourage you to step up and speak with the pilots and the crew, but please be mindful of their direction and let the balloons get buoyant and upright, full of hot air, before you make the approach to talk to one of the crew members or the pilots. I know there are a lot of people out there looking for cards. Most of these pilots will designate people away from those ropes and lines that Art just spoke about. So make sure that you're being mindful and respectful of what the pilots and crews are trying to do for you folks. I see Tiny the Fire Dog down here on the south end of the field, right beyond the ExxonMobil balloon, piloted by Tristan McLean.
The orange one we talked about turns out to be Hunter the Fox out there on the north end. Yep, you called him up.
I called him up.
Sir Mix-a-Lot down here on the south end, the big Duke City Ready Mix cement truck, along with Cynthia Seal. And I see over there by the Sid Cutter Pilot Pavilion, Chicky Boom. Lindy is standing up. Itsy Bitsy, the preventive pest control balloon with the big old Black Widow spiders on it, getting cold air. There's the alien standing up.
Humpty Dumpty, piloted by Rich Langhorne. I'm going to say it, he was pushed.
Okay. One of the new llamas is up right there by the alien as well. And I see the other one getting full of cold air, so that the 2 llamas, the 2 brand new llamas, will be with us this evening. Spidey Pig out there in the middle.
Great names on those llamas. The pink one is Como Se Llama.
I'm glad you're doing these names.
And the gray one is No Problema. Great names. Cutie Dink, Cutie Wink on the north end of the field. We're preparing the communication that Art will be able to communicate up here from the Tom Rutherford rooftop deck.
Look at that shot of Tiny.
Yeah, that's great.
That's the medallion on his neckband, on
his dog tag.
Dog tag. The red, the blue, and on the other side is yellow. Police, fire, dispatch. Tiny is the name of that police dog, of course, obviously from his dog tag. Named after a dear friend and retired deputy fire chief of the owner of that balloon, Henry Rosenbaum, who happens to be our balloon meister here.
And our assistant balloon meister, Tom Bueno, is up here communicating to the pilots as we're waiting for the communication so we can kick off this 2025 special shaped Glowdeo here at Balloon Fiesta Park, the ExxonMobil Albuquerque International Balloon Fiesta, the 35th edition.
Vaporilla standing up on screen. All of you here are going to want to go home tonight and or tomorrow and go to balloonfiestalive.com, because this live show that people around the world are watching is archived, and you'll be able to go back and watch the glow as we see it from 11 different cameras, including drone shots from above. With all the people and all the balloons, you're going to get a great view from where you are, but think of your eyeballs times 11. That's the view you're going to be able to see on balloonfiestalive.com. So, of course, because these balloons tend to be bigger and they have a lot more appendages that have to fill up with air, it takes them just a little bit longer to get stood up. But we're looking at our drone shot, and I would guess that we're more than half of the balloons are now standing up. We'll give them an opportunity to get a few more up, and then it should be dark enough for us to be able to get our balloon glow underway. Yeah, this is one of these you stand for. This just gets so exciting.
Turned out to be a very beautiful evening here in Albuquerque. Winds are light and variable at this point.
Continuing there, somebody was saying, well, there's a kite up, that doesn't look too good. But it was also an hour and a half before sunset. And we all know that when the sun gets down, things start to settle down. That's exactly what's happening here. So we're following a typical weather pattern here. Everything's going to be great. And in case you were wondering, the kite's been down for about 30 minutes.
Yes.
So, yeah, we're going to have a fabulous Glowdeo tonight, featuring more than 100 special shapes here at the 53rd ExxonMobil Albuquerque International Balloon Fiesta.
For all you cow lovers out there, Upsy Daisy's about in midfield, right next to Spider Pig. We see Steggy the dinosaur.
There was Evo. Here's Sir Mix-a-Lot for those of you watching online.
With the ears of
the little pink ears
the
of the
ears of Como se llama llama.
There's Little Dog and Hunter the Fox. You're already getting to see how the balloons will light up as it gets dark, even though we've got a little bit more darkness to go.
Tiny the fire dog standing up.
There you go. From Lindy on the lower left to the
llama
pink
twins.
Yeah. And then there's the doggy twins, Barks and Wags. Mr. Fish, Preventive Pest Control with Itsy Bitsy. Hyla the Frog.
Baby T-Rex right there in between the llamas and the dogs.
So we're getting there. Kind of looking down to the north end. We've got a few more on the north end. We talked about those crown lines. If you're by a TV, you can see there's a person on the crown line. And based on what she's doing, I'm guessing they're about to go hot.
Yes, sir.
Meaning turning the burner on, heating the air. That's the rope that's connected to the top of the balloon. Look at there. We're going to show it to you. All the way over to that blue one. That's probably Balloonful. I think that's who that is. That's the bottom of Humpty Dumpty.
I see Tamayo on the northwestern side of the field, piloted by Tammy Orr.
Or someone else, because she has an additional pilot as well. Tiamo, yep.
There are the llamas.
Oh, yeah.
I said earlier in the week I thought the hammerhead may be my favorite. I don't know. I think I'm liking the llamas. Actually, I'm liking all of them.
Yeah, my standard answer to what balloon do you like the best? The
All
one
of
I'm
them.
looking at.
Yes.
Yeah. So
All
right
three
now
of
it's
those.
the llamas and Lindy. Billy Broker out of Plano, Texas, built those 2 llama balloons. There's Boo peeking through, or is that Teddy Bear?
I don't think that's Boo. Well, maybe not.
Well, I'm kind of looking at the
ear.
The
I
ear
don't
coming
think the
up.
ghost has an ear on it, so
No.
you're probably right. That's Teddy Bear. A great drone shot from our drone camera from Blue Fiesta Live. For those of you that are on the field, you guys should all look up and wave.
See Elvis out there. I saw Little Dog. There's Teddy Bear. Saw the pirate out there on that drone shot. A number of our new special shapes. They kind of seem to be grouped out there on the north end of the field.
This is a fantastic shot from our vantage point. Both the llama's eyes are staring us down with an alien bobbing back and forth in between it, right in front of Alicorn.
Yeah. Alicorn not quite standing up yet, mostly cold inflated. Yeah, we see all the ones we've been talking about.
It's getting a little darker. There's baby T-Rex.
I see Milky Way out there and Lulu. There we go. Pico right in the center. Geronimo off on the right. On the left.
Splash
Bad Drac. And Splash Duck, just see the back of him. He's kind of going off the screen on the right.
All right.
I do like that one too. I think that's a great design, Splash Duck. Of course, it's kind of hard to have a bad design in a special shape. There's Evo peeking through things. Evo the monster.
That's
the
a great
friendly
shot.
monster.
A very friendly monster.
Isn't that? That is a great shot.
I see the red macaw up on the north end of the field.
Yeah.
Down here on the south end, we have In the Buff, the Plains Capital Bank balloon.
And here we're seeing the inflation. You put the hot air in. There's those 2 tie-off lines coming from basically the top of the basket, technically from the envelope, at the bottom of the envelope cables, going back to the truck. That's to make sure that they don't accidentally take off. We're going to put a lot of heat in these balloons as we light them up. It's going to make them light and buoyant. They're going to want to take off. So we have the tie-off lines. We'll put extra people in the baskets to kind of hold it down. And we'll give them some breaks between our burns to help let the balloons cool off as we go through the evening.
And there is a reason you put them through the carabiners on the balloon rather than the balloon rack of the burner itself, because if you were to get some adverse winds or pushes, then you may and could potentially damage your balloon burner rack.
Right. Well, it's the envelope we want to hold down. The basket will stay there. It's the envelope that wants to fly, so that's why we attach there. So we've got a few more balloons that need to finish their cold and hot inflations. So we're going to start with a couple of little practice burns here. Kind of get everybody used to going on, checking our communications here. So we're going to do a practice all burn. Now the way this is going to work, we're going to call the type of burn. I just said it's going to be an all burn. We're going to count down from 5. And I need everybody who can hear me to count with me. That way everybody knows when we get to 0, it's time to fire off the camera. And our pilots know it's time to fire off the burners. So here we go, a practice all burn. Ready? Count with me. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, all burn.
Not bad.
That looked pretty good. That looked pretty good. Maybe one more practice one here in a moment. We'll have it down. We'll be underway for real. Yeah, you guys on the field are definitely going to have to go home and watch this on BalloonFiestaLive.com. Our drone shots are incredible. Not to mention the other 9 camera angles we're using on the ground. Got a number of cameras right down in there with the balloons. We've got our cameras staged all around the park, east, west, north, and south.
And for our folks online, they're already following your instructions, having lots of flame-ons on the all burns. I think we should maybe get them in the mood and practice a bit, maybe a flicker.
Let's do one more all burn, please. A practice all burn. An all burn, here we go. Count with me. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, all burn.
Wow, a great shot from our drone up above.
And what a great crowd we have out here. Hey, thanks for coming out tonight. We are excited, super excited to have you here at the 53rd ExxonMobil Albuquerque International Balloon Fiesta. Friday night's Glowdeo. That looks like a great shot of Tiamo.
A fantastic shot.
Get to see the fingers moving around as we get some heat in it now. It'll stand up. The hands will make the symbol of the heart.
And you can do some great heart photos right back to it if you're over near that
could.
balloon. It's on the far northwestern side of the field.
We're looking from the north. We're on our screen. We can see Mango the seahorse. There's Lulu, the yellow cheetah. Milky Way right next to it, Buttercup.
Vampirilla.
The horn's kind of picking up over the top.
I like how the cows kind of graze together.
They're herded.
Herding. There's Elvis. Elvis is in the building.
As is the pumpkin and Buddy Beaver. The barn, the koala. Matching sunglasses, the koala and Elvis. All right, I think it's time to get this Glowdeo underway for real. So let's give us a nice big all burn. Everybody count with me, get your cameras ready. Here we go with an all burn in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, all burn. Very nice, very nice.
Pretty spectacular.
There's a great shot of the heart hands of Tiamo we were talking about a moment ago. I see Marvin the Martian getting inflated behind there, and the blue macaw is up as well on the north end. All right, let's do another all burn. Another all burn, please. All burn. Here we go. Everybody count. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. All burn. Very nice, very nice.
Looks like Snowbird is a little late to the party, but they'll have him participating in the glow here shortly.
Well, like we said, they take a little more air, a little more rigging, a little more checking, making sure all the deflation ports are closed. And then a little more room, too, to be able to make everything come together.
Snowbird is one of the taller ones out there.
All right, we're going to do a flicker burn now. We're going to do a flicker burn. That means the burners are going to go on and off and on and off. So those of you taking pictures, this would be a great time to switch to video. So I'm going to give you a moment to switch your cameras to video. Video mode on your cameras. Video mode, because here comes a flicker burn in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, flicker!
I see Keith the Teeth there. A new balloon.
Sushi, we haven't seen Sushi out for a while. And you mentioned Cutie Dink before. There's Snowbird standing up next to Humphrey. Humpty. Humphrey was my cat. And the stork on the right side of the picture. And you can look right through and see the ExxonMobil balloon with Tristan McLean. Let's do another flicker burn. This time, though, since you're already in video mode, let's go to slow-mo mode. Cameras to slow-mo. And balloons, we're going to do a flicker while they take a slow-mo video. Everybody got their slow-mo video setting? Go ahead, roll the camera. Here comes a flicker in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, flicker!
Some fantastic shots out there by our Balloon Fiesta Live team. Again, folks, you're here on the field tonight. You're taking all those pictures and videos, but you are able to go home once you've watched the show tonight and rewatch it again, as we've archived all 9 years of Balloon Fiesta Live. I'm Ted Maes with my broadcast partner,
Art Lloyd Jr. Excited to be able to pull off this Glowdeo for you tonight. So, I don't know if you just checked out your slow-mo video or not, but you might want to do that, or just wait and get it. We'll do that again. We'll get you to set up to do that. And you're going to love that video, trust me. Let's get back to an all burn, please, an all burn. Here we go in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, all burn. Looking good, looking good.
Very nice, very nice.
So, of course, you know, when you take pictures here at Balloon Fiesta, the most photographed event in the world, you need to post them, and you need to tag them with hashtag Balloon Fiesta. And since you're on Balloon Fiesta Live, you might as well tag it with Balloon Fiesta Live as well. So what I'd like you to do is let's get everybody to set up for a selfie picture. Everybody's going to take a selfie. We're going to post all of them to social media later tonight. Set up for a selfie, and we're going to do an all burn with our balloons. Get the camera flipped around, get that angle, get the balloon in the picture, or the burners, or the basket, whatever you're going to put in your selfie picture. Get ready, an all burn for an all selfie picture. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, selfie!
Very nice. Nicely done.
Very nice. Remember, we want to see all those posted to social media tonight. Hashtag Balloon Fiesta or Balloon Fiesta Live. Hashtag them with both. So, of course, we know that there's a lot of TikTok fans out there as well. So I'd like you to set up for a TikTok video. A TikTok video. Get ready to take a TikTok video. And we're going to do a flicker burn to the TikTok video. Everybody ready to take a TikTok video? Here we go. Flicker burn for a TikTok in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Video flicker.
Awesome job, folks. Awesome job. Special thank you to the pilots and crew making this happen.
Looking really good. But you know what would make it look even better? Is if we saw all of your cell phones light up. You think so? I heard one person say yes. So we're going to go ahead and try it. We're going to do an all burn with our balloons, but we want all the cell phones on the field to light up as well. And what I'd like you to do is to point your cell phone either to the east, to the west, to the north, or to the south, whichever you're closest to. That's where our cameras are so that we can capture the cell phone lights. So point your cell phone north, south, east, or west. Don't put it up until we get to the base of the countdown. Balloon pilots, you're going to do an all burn. Everybody out there is going to do a cell phone light up with us. Here we go. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Everybody light it up. You all look fabulous out there.
Outstanding.
Great job.
Outstanding.
Excellent.
And with that new drone footage, you should have seen all of you lighting up out there. Not just the balloons, but all the people in the field.
All right. You know, you guys did that so well. You did that so well. We're going to challenge you with a cell phone flicker. Now, the way you do a cell phone flicker is you turn the light on and you raise it over your head and then you put it down. You raise it over your head, you put it down. You raise it over your head and you put it down. And this time, I'd like you to point your cell phones to the south. To the south, we want the cell phones to go. Balloons, you're going to do a flicker burn. Cell phones, you're going to do a flicker. Up, down, up, down. Remember, wait for us to get to the countdown. Point your cameras to the south. Here we go. Flicker in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Flicker. Up, down, up, down.
Up, down.
That was just fabulous, you guys.
Incredible views from up above.
I wish you could all see the shot that we could see from here. Yeah, and as Den has been telling you, you can, when you get home tonight, go to BalloonFiestaLive.com and watch yourselves. And if you can find yourself in there, be sure and tag yourself as well. All right, let's get back to an all burn. Cell phones, if you'd like to participate, you can, or you can go back to taking pictures. Cell phones, if you want to do it, everybody else in all burn. In 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, all burn. All right, so we're going to get, let's see, we got time for probably 2 quick flickers. So we're going to do a flicker burn here. Remember, this is a great time to take a video or a slow-mo video. So a flicker burn, please, in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, flicker. All right, looking good. Hey, you hear that airplane above? That's Team Fast Tracks. They're going to jump in at 7:30 with their pyrotechnics show. So we want to give them a great show because they've got cameras up in that plane. So we're going to do one more flicker. This will be the last flicker. We've got some all burns coming up. But we're going to do a flicker as they come around the west side. Here we go. Flicker. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Flicker.
Very nice.
All right, we got time for like about 2 more all burns. I'm going to see if I can get the aircraft on the radio here. And what we're going to do is we're going to do an all burn and all cell phones. And I want you to point the cell phones to the sky. Team Fast Tracks, this is announced. If you hear us, we're going to do an all burn and all cell phones. We're going to point our cell phones up to you in the sky, Team Fast Tracks.
And let's have everyone out there do the countdown with us from 5.
Here we go. Cell phones pointed up, all burn in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, all burn.
Fantastic.
Last. And here comes our last all burn as the plane makes the turn back south. Cell phones up to the plane. Point them at the plane. All burn. It's our last one. And here we come in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. All burn. All right, so that concludes our official part of our Glowdeo tonight. So our balloon pilots are going to start taking their balloons down. Now, we don't take them all down at the same time. What we learned from the very first one back in the 80s was that when we release that much hot air from that many balloons, it creates a huge thermal or updraft, which means all the cooler air around the side of the field gets sucked into the center of it. So we're going to start having balloons start to take them down. Meanwhile, those who are going to be later in the process of coming down will continue to keep their burners and their balloons standing up, so you can get some of those individual pictures as well.
Again, be mindful for the crews and the pilots out there as they bring these systems down. Again, there are ropes that will be being brought down. So again, please, when you hear the whistles and they're clearing them down, clear the way so they can put these systems away so they can be ready tomorrow for our next mass ascension.
Tell Bill we're going back to him.
So Art, I would say that was quite a successful Glowdeo.
Absolutely. And I think the idea, I can't wait to see the video from Team Fast Track's plane. Hopefully they'll be sharing that with us. They've already shared some great stuff from Glows earlier in the week. Hopefully they got some great shots, and hopefully we'll be able to share that with you. Hey, so from the rooftop studio, we're going to let you go and enjoy Team Fast Tracks, the drone show, and the fireworks. We're going to continue online as well. Be sure and go back and watch us, balloonfiestalive.com. All the replays. We're live at 6 a.m. in the morning, 6 p.m. in the evening here in the Mountain Time Zone. Art Lloyd Jr. and Ted Maes will catch you online.
Good night, everyone.
All right. So we're back on Balloon Fiesta Live. As we continue, as you heard us say, we had just had a great glow. Or Glowdeo.
Again, what a difference 24 hours makes, right?
Oh,
At this time, we were still dodging raindrops last night, and it's such a special treat. I know people wait year-round to see not just the glows, but the special-shaped Glowdeos. So we appreciate all the hard work from the pilots and the crews out there. Obviously, the support staff, the safety, flight safety team here at Fiesta, headed up by Mr. Mike Garcia, assistant balloon meister, Mr. Tom Bueno. I have to give him a thumbs up. That's 3 for 4, not too shabby, based on what we've had in the evenings in the past. So I think everyone's leaving Fiesta Field. Not quite yet. They're going to stick around for the Team Fast Tracks, the drone show, and the fireworks, but they're going to be leaving with smiling faces as they depart Fiesta Field this evening.
Happy dreams later tonight.
Yes, sir.
So again, we are giving our balloons just a little bit longer than our regular shapes because it takes a little longer to deflate these, just like it did to inflate them. Part of the issue here is that all these shapes, looking at Tall Steve, that nose is going to have to be deflated separately than the rest of the balloon. His feet are going to have to be deflated separately. What I mean by that is they have their own deflation ports that they'll have to open up. And then typically what you do is once the balloon is totally deflated, then you reseal those so that you don't necessarily have to do those when you inflate the next time.
Yes, we've discussed this pretty much throughout the week. I mean, some of these have multiple in the teens and 20s of deflation ports. So in the dark, it makes it a little bit more difficult, but these crews are well seasoned, especially when they come to Albuquerque, and they will have them down and ready to roll first thing tomorrow morning.
Well, that chili ristra that we saw out a couple of times tonight, every one of those chili pods has one. You may have seen Chicky Boom. Every one of those pieces of fruit has, if not one, two, like the bananas have 2 deflation ports in them. The grapes, a little bit smaller, only have 1. So depending on the balloon, there's a lot of them.
I said happy smiley faces, and the first Facebook response was a tremendous amount of happy smiley faces. So I think they've done good tonight.
Yeah. So, of course, while you've been interacting with our YouTube and Facebook feeds and chats, we, of course, were standing up just having a wonderful time here. We do eventually catch up on those chats and those types of things. So go ahead and post them. I do actually, after Balloon Fiesta over, I go download all the chats so I can make sure that I read all of those and catch up with those. And I really appreciate all of your comments and good wishes. We work pretty hard to bring you this show, and we are thrilled to death that you are enjoying it. What would make us even more thrilled is if you would subscribe to our YouTube channel and become a follower on our Facebook page. And, of course, share these streams out. Tell everybody you know about Balloon Fiesta Live and have them go watch the shows. We had more than 1 million views last year, and the good thing is views continue to grow throughout the year and actually throughout the years. I know a balloon pilot who had a job where he could just have something on in the background while he was working, and he started back at year number 1 and just watched through every show every year. When he got at the end of what we had at that time, he'd just start over again.
Yeah, it's funny you say that. Sometimes in the doldrums of December back home, I may want to be partake in some Balloon Fiesta footage, so I'll do the same thing. So I know many pilots do that. They get the itch. Maybe they're stuck inside. You're stuck inside over the cold winter months. Well, you can always come out and enjoy the Albuquerque National Balloon Fiesta. Over 9 years of archived footage that Art and the team has worked so hard on for over these last 9 years, and we're coming up on a decade next year. So it will be more fun as we continue to add cameras and technology. I just look back at some of the first ones you did and then look at what we're doing today, and the wow factors there. Some of those drone footage shots were just amazing from this evening.
Yeah, those early years with 3 or 4 cameras and struggling to keep them on the air and all that other kind of stuff, to be up to 12 or 13. I keep losing count because they keep adding cameras on me.
But for the time period, it was what the technology that you had and what Fiesta had, and it still was way par above what anyone else was delivering in, as far as balloon rallies or Fiestas go.
Well, like we've mentioned a few times, the level of broadcast that we're doing now is on par with any regional sporting event, and in some ways surpasses that. We've talked about the 22 football players on the field or the 10 basketball players all going to a certain end zone, and then they switch and go to the other one, all in a very confined field. We have 650 balloons.
The major difference is the participants.
Yeah, a whole lot more balloons and pilots, and we keep switching it up. You know, Shaq O'Neal wears the same uniform every night.
Right.
Our pilots switch balloons on us.
I had 2 or 3. I said, walk through sponsor hospitality tonight apologizing, but hey, I need to showcase my balloon. I had to switch a balloon, whatever the case may be. But we do the best job we can. And again, this team here is phenomenal as far as I'm concerned. It rivals anyone.
Speaking of that, we did get advance notice tonight that there is going to be a reveal of a brand new balloon tomorrow morning here on this field. So we did get a heads up, and we're going to tell you need to be watching early, like at 6 o'clock Mountain Time, to be able to catch that reveal here on Balloon Fiesta Live.
Well, it looks like many of the balloons are already down. They're squeezing the hot air out of the envelopes, packing them back up nicely. We can see a couple of them.
And there was Team Fast Track's plane, Patriot, making a pass over the field. You know what else? It just dawned on me. One of our official photographers is in the plane.
Oh, we
the
should
Patriot
get some fantastic,
tonight. So we should have some great photos from Bud Betts. He was to be in the plane tonight. So even if Team Fast Tracks didn't get us the video, Bud should have gotten us the pictures. Oh, I can't wait to see those. And of course, everybody with their cell phones here. If only we could flash the screens and all the emojis up there as well.
Right.
That would have been cool.
Well, I can't believe that it's already Friday evening. It seems like we just started.
I know. And there's only 3 sessions left.
Only 3 left. But if you look at the conditions, how they've improved so much since about 4 o'clock this afternoon, pretty much clear skies. I see some stars out there. And it looks to be shaping up to hopefully be a wonderful mass ascension tomorrow morning here at Fiesta Field at the ExxonMobil Albuquerque National Balloon Fiesta, the 53rd edition.
think we got everybody kind of woken up with the cell phones. Look at how many more lights there are out there tonight.
Well, again, as the technology has changed, we didn't think about back in the day bringing a flashlight with us, but now we all have flashlights and cameras and video recorders and phones on our person. And yeah, it was really cool. The first one that when you called that all burn, some people just actually, from being out here over the years, just initially put up their phone light into the sky. It was great.
Yep. And the other thing is, it's voice activated.
Right.
Let's see how many flashlights I can turn on. Hey Siri, flashlight on.
And you just turned your flashlight on. There you go.
I wonder how many went on at home. Hey Siri, flashlight off.
She's not listening to you for some reason.
My iPad responded. Don't you love it when the TV comes on and you hear somebody talking about Siri or hey Alexa, flashlight on.
Right.
All right, let's check in here a little bit. My 5th year watching live because 2021 was my first balloon fiesta. Hey, glad you're here. This is the first year they didn't do the afterglow balloon. I think you're talking about, we had a sponsor balloon that tended to stay up throughout the fireworks. And sometimes the FAA is okay with that. Sometimes they'd prefer it not. Sometimes the sponsor wants to do that. Sometimes not.
I have people on here on the Facebook feed saying they've already got their alarm set for 5:50 Mountain Time tomorrow.
3 minutes.
And someone wants to know, are we doing a drone show? Yes, but not for another 15 minutes or 18 minutes. We got to get Team Fast Tracks in their pyrotechnic jump. And again, we're less than 3 minutes, probably just a little bit more than 2. Watching the Patriot Cessna overhead.
Being flown by Thomas Birdwell. We're getting a little tease here of the fireworks show that's to come from Team Fast Tracks. I really like their outfits when they have those neon outlined bodies as they come down. It's very alien-esque as they come down from their jumps.
We'll have to keep watching. Sometimes we get a shot of them all lit up in the plane before they jump. Remember, we have a helmet cam up there that transmits live down here to the field, and we're connected to that.
Greg Tanner, one of our crack crew members, is down there with the radio receiver, pointing it up at Patriot 1.
Real quick, Tanker 11, you got 8 years of time that you need to be catching up. You got a lot of video to watch. Oh, now we're doing artsy-fartsy shots.
It's late on a Friday night for us. There we go. That was exactly what you're talking
there
about.
You
That's
go. Inside the plane.
The cabin of the plane.
All lit up. Suits are on. That's why you see the blue glow. Some of them will be, looks like most of them have turned on the blue lights. Sometimes we see green, sometimes we see red, sometimes we see orange. And they're on the jump pass right now.
And again, talking about the technology, would you have thought about this 10 years ago, that we have this type of technology, that we're broadcasting this for them?
See, someone just turned on their orange lights.
So if the timing is correct, I think this may be the pass where
Should
they're going
be.
to exit.
Should be. So we'll watch. Yep, because we're coming up less than a minute. They'll get, the plane is just about over the top of us based on their earlier jump. They'll get just past us before the jumpers leave the plane.
There's
one.
2. And 3. And 4. And 5.
Did I see 6?
Yes, there's 6 up there. 6 jumpers away.
Confirming 6 good shoots. And we're looking back down onto the field. From the helmet cam, probably Dmitry Dadik. They didn't give us the rundown for tonight's jump. Typically, Dmitry Dadik carries the live helmet cam.
Again, if anyone's ever been to Albuquerque or you live here, you know that the city is laid out in a grid, and you can see that grid almost perfectly from Dimitri's helmet cam.
And it is mounted directly on his helmet, so of course he's got his eyes, his head on a swivel as he's continuing to look and see where he is in relation to the other jumpers, in relation to the ground. And the smoke is on. The first fireworks, not really smoke, the first fireworks are on at least a couple jumpers. As we continue to watch from the helmet camera.
I believe we have one of the drops down here with, check out how fast they're coming down right over the middle of Fiesta Field.
Yeah, the down plane, there you go. The 2 chutes split out to the side. Jumpers attached basically at their feet, coming down at about 60 miles an hour.
And then they will break away over the middle of Fiesta Field and individually fly into the landing zone.
They're coming low before they break.
Yes, they are. There's the break.
That was great. And now you can really see the blue suit. We had it there just before we went back to the helmet cam. So now the helmet cam's starting to look down. The helmet cam is high, looking down on the field, and you see the fireworks of the jumpers below. Look at this blue suit. And here they are, another stand-up landing.
Very nice.
And right next to him, the second one. Matt Harvey, the ground specialist this weekend for them. Matt's a jumper on his own rights, doing the ground duties. And here you get to see the fireworks from the sky. In fact, even from the helmet camera, there's sparks flying off. As he looks down, you see them sparks coming off of his leg as well.
And flying through them that are kind of being deployed in front of him.
Fireworks all around.
Great shot from the helmet cam. As they make their descent into Fiesta Field with sparks and fire.
Pyrotechnics. And of course, this is just really 4. We had 6 jumpers, but 4 jumpers up there doing a little fireworks display.
We have 1 jumper making their approach into the landing zone.
In about 20 minutes, we'll be starting our afterglow fireworks, the big boomers, if you will.
And although we won't be on the air, we will bring that to you live.
Yeah, we just let you enjoy that. You don't need to hear our oohs and ahs.
Well, there's been lots of oohs and ahs from us this week. It's been a pretty
You can kind of see
week.
the packs, I hear. I mean, Matt's helping him get the pyrotechnics off. Here's one of the red suits. I do love the way those suits look.
They're very cool. And then when they come up here on the deck after they have made it from the landing zone, it's just almost like those same Christmas lights that you would use around your home.
Yeah, yeah. Now as we get closer, you can start to really see the outline of Balloon Fiesta Park. You see the curve of the south end of the field. That's where we are.
There's one more down.
Yeah. And one more coming in.
Can't really tell if it's not a stand-up. Safe though, safe.
Well, and we talked about that. There's another good shot of those packs. Look how big those packs are on their legs. That's why they don't tend to do a stand-up, because there's just so much weight on their legs. Because we actually asked them about that one time. So, and the helmet camera bringing up the rear, if you will.
Yes. I can only imagine those leg workouts at the gym to
Oh,
prepare
no kid.
yourself
No kid.
to wear those.
So this is going to be great. Hopefully we can stay with this helmet cam all the way down in.
Here he comes.
There's the landing zone, the flashing lights of the landing zone. And he's down.
Yes.
And the shoot continues over.
Team Fast Tracks.
A fabulous job again, folks. I would say guys, but they got a gal on part of the team.
They do have a gal as part of the team.
Yulia and Brian Pangborn, Mike Dirge, Larry Compton, Justin Jetmeyer. Who am I missing?
Let's see.
Matt Harvey on the ground.
Dirge, Yulia Pangburn, Justin Jetmeyer, Larry Compton, Brian Pangburn, Dimitri Dedek.
Dimitri, how could I forget the helmet camera guy? How can I forget Dimitri?
Because it's 8:30 after several hours today.
Oh, they've been jumping for us for a number of years, and I think Dimitri has been here every single jump. Larry Compton has been here most of the jumps. In fact, Larry Compton likes to tell us that his wife is always watching. In fact, one time she was actually commenting on our YouTube feed that she was watching. And Bossman John, who runs the company and has put this whole concept together, the very first year that they jumped here and we had the helmet camera, he was already reposting it before the jumpers were actually all the way down on the ground. It was such a great night, as tonight has been a fabulous night as well. So let's see, what business do we have to do? I don't think we have anything to do. Oh, we've got pictures yet. Oh,
yeah,
yes, thank you. We've been asking you to send pictures to us. Balloon Fiesta Live at balloonfiesta.com. And send us the pictures of you watching or something that is happening with Balloon Fiesta and ties back into Balloon Fiesta Live. So let's take a look at the latest batch of pictures we have gotten from you. So Monty, Greg Ashton, the pilot, says, hey, we got Monty in the air. I'm not sure where he was going, if he was going to go to 313 or over to I-25. But not only was he up looking at things, there's the shot he saw. So that's from the basket of Monty looking back on the field.
And there you are down there in those triangles during competition today.
Yep, all those balloons along the right-hand side. That was the special shapes that were set up. All the stuff on the left was where competition was going on. So
yeah,
thanks, Greg.
He stopped me on the field today, and he's in propane line, and he wanted to show me all these pictures. I said, go refuel your system. Your fellow pilots will not appreciate you showing me all this.
Holding up the line.
Yeah.
Right.
There's a great shot.
So I got to tell you about this. We showed a picture a few days ago of folks from Round Rock, Texas.
Oh, with their bags packed.
Their bags were packed. They were watching Balloon Fiesta Live. Then when they got here yesterday, they sent me a picture of the picture with the bags on the TV, and the bags now are in front of the TV with that picture up there because they made it to Placitas. Today, they made it to the field.
Nice.
This is them. They left their bags in the hotel room, but they're out here having a great time. I actually invited them to come up and see us since they've been sending me, because they sent me a whole lot of pictures. But I actually said, you ought to come up and see us, so maybe we'll see these folks from Round Rock, Texas, up here on the rooftop studio.
Nice.
Here's Silver, loving Balloon Fiesta Live, little cat, looking for more cats. everybody wants a picture with Mickey. And so we had that nice spiral balloon come zipping in to get a picture with Mickey. And, of course, the 70th Disneyland celebration balloon standing up here on the field. I loved this picture.
That is very cool.
So that skeleton is named Dutch. And he was out there apparently grabbing balloons. Now, of course, perspective, etc. But what a great shot. Thanks for sending in the VW bus.
Mike Meyer flying that bus.
And then this is a direct quote. Somebody took this picture. We were obviously pitching the contest that you can register to win a Balloon Fiesta Live license plate. And what they typed in their email was, the guys in front of the camera, supported by an awesome team behind the camera, making an amazingly awesome event happen for the world to see.
Well, thank you.
Party, smiley face, party balloon. Thank you, sir. Appreciate those comments. Mom came out to celebrate her 85th birthday. It was on Mom's bucket list. They had so much fun, they just can't describe it. And they not sure they're ever going to make it back, but they're definitely going to be watching Balloon Fiesta Live in the years to come.
Well, happy birthday, Mom.
Happy
As we
birthday.
say in the land of enchantment, feliz cumpleaños.
This is a retro picture. People are going back looking at their old pictures. So this is from basically 22 years ago. October 9th, today's I think the 10th, right? So we're off by a day. They sent it yesterday though, so it was 22 years ago. And so here's some of the special shapes because it would have been Special Shapes Day. Little Buck there with the Wells Fargo on it, the
Gizmo.
space shuttle,
Yeah, space shuttle.
the flag. There's a bottle in the back, things that don't come here anymore because they probably aren't airworthy anymore.
Right.
But the other thing they pointed up, if you look at the bottom picture, we used to not let the balloons land on the field. They had to go elsewhere, and so our launch directors were judging their scores. So they were holding up the different scores. So thanks for sending us that retro picture from 22 years ago. Just another folk watching another guy out there. He's got the TV up on YouTube watching us, Balloon Fiesta Live. And this gal says, she gave me a whole long deal about how Pat Irwin, this is our balloon camera pilot, she says she's on a staycation in Hurricane, Utah. She's normally part of Pat Irwin's crew when he's around, but she stayed home. She's watching this. She gets up just before Balloon Fiesta Live comes on. Hubby makes her some coffee, and they sit down and watch. And she was so thrilled to see these pictures of Balloon Fiesta Live with Pat Irwin, the two of him piloting on the left. That bottom one was when he was actually talking to us. And then, of course, that racer balloon. She was excited to see that racer balloon because he doesn't normally fly that. In fact, she was even telling me the history of that racer balloon. That's what Pat flew, not once, but twice over the target. Twice scoring on the targets.
Well, we're glad we could let you stay home and still be part of the crew.
I had to bring this one up because somebody sent me a picture of this pin. You can see it says Walt Disney World, Air Force One.
Yes, I remember that.
That's what they called Mickey when they brought him here. And I was doing some talking with some folks about old balloons, and they sent me this picture. This picture is from 1988 at Balloon Fiesta, and you see Mickey there. That's one of the last times Mickey was here as Mickey. But if you look just beyond Mickey, you see that balloon that's got the yellow and the orange and the white vertical?
I think I know somebody that owned that balloon.
Yeah, that was my balloon. At this time, it was actually Kim Vesley's balloon. I was crewing on this balloon. Damn I'm Good was the name of that balloon. In 1990, I bought that balloon and flew it for a number of years before it kind of faded into balloon heaven. But we found that picture, and so we thought we'd share the pin and photo since we're looking back, again, all the way back to 1988.
37 years ago. And look, no grass on the field.
No grass. That wasn't even this field.
No, it was down south.
We were on another field at that time. All right, and then this one showed up.
Yes.
Balloon Fiesta Live on a balloon with more colorful balloons and all kinds of stuff on there. And while I would love to have a Balloon Fiesta Live balloon in the sky, can you say AI?
Yes, you can.
And there we are. If you've got pictures or comments, anything you'd like to share with us, we would love to hear it, read it, see it. All you have to do is send it to Balloon Fiesta Live at balloonfiesta.com. Balloon Fiesta Live?
Yeah, I did notice that, 2029.
Oh, it does.
So we got a few years to be able to build one.
That said, it's time for us to say goodnight and let you watch the fireworks and the drone show taking place here on the field. We'll be back for Saturday morning's Mass Ascension right here on BalloonFiestaLive.com. Thanks for watching. Enjoy the drone show and the fireworks. We'll see you in the morning. I'm Art Lloyd Jr.
I'm Ted Maes. So long, everybody.
Bye-bye.
You've been watching Balloon Fiesta Live, powered by ExxonMobil. Want more balloon action? Visit the archive of Balloon Fiesta Live broadcasts at balloonfiesta.com. Thanks for watching Balloon Fiesta Live. This program is a production of AIBF Inc.